The Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Monday, March 21st. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather cold again tonight. More frost tomorrow morning, but after that, the weather turns warmer and thunderstorms return Thursday. Will there be any severe weather with that feature? Let's take a look. Water vapor satellite view this afternoon. Big trough on the Atlantic seaboard. That brought this chilly air that we've been dealing with. Despite a day of maximum sunshine, we're only in the 50s at mid-afternoon. It's only 52 at Fort Payne, 55 for Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, Tuscaloosa. Tomorrow morning will be cold again, but you can see warmer air beginning to spread up across the western high plains. Seeing some 70s there, and we will be warming up with highs back in the upper 60s. Tomorrow and Wednesday may be approaching 70 here. So tonight we have frost and freeze advisories again, a freeze warning for the eastern side of the state. This is basically from Scottsboro down to Anniston, Gadsden, Ashland, Lineville, Alexander City, Phoenix City. A frost advisory elsewhere for the western two-thirds of the state, and even all the way down to near the Gulf Coast. They could see some frost early tomorrow morning. Around the nation, those freeze warnings extend up into parts of Tennessee and the Carolinas. A lot of red flag warnings for parts of the Great Plains. And still winter storm warnings for parts of Maine. That big storm is winding down. We'll check the severe weather outlooks. This is the outlook for day 3, which is Wednesday, a risk of severe weather. The standard slight risk from Dallas-Fort Worth up to Fort Smith, Arkansas, and around Joplin, Missouri. The marginal risk runs from near San Antonio, Texas, to almost Chicago. And on day 4, which is Thursday, Alabama involved in a severe weather risk. And, of course, we'll take a look at this in detail in just a moment as we go through the day-by-day graphics. Rain for the next 5 days, valid through Saturday morning, about 1 inch for much of the state. Heavier totals possible near the immediate Gulf Coast. All right, model fans, here we go. The GFS, this is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock local time. Troughing in the western states, zonal flow here, and the day will be sunny. We start the day well down in the 30s with a chance of frost. A freeze possible for East Alabama, but a big warm-up. We'll expect a high in the upper 60s tomorrow with a bright sunny sky. Wednesday, we'll see some increase in clouds with the Gulf of Mexico beginning to open up, so we'll say a mix of sun and clouds. The high will be in the upper 60s again. A very deep surface low is southwest of Omaha, Nebraska. And severe storms could break out south and east of that Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. And on Thursday, trough axis getting close. The surface low pretty far north. It's north of Detroit here on the GFS. And typically when you see a configuration like that, the main threat here is a squall line. A line of strong storms with the greatest potential coming from damaging straight-line winds. We'll check the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model, valid at 4 o'clock Thursday. Pretty much the same deal, surface low near Detroit with a trailing band of showers and storms. Check some of the severe weather parameters, and this could be one of the limiting factors, the instability, and it's up to about 500 joules now for Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. The amount's over 1,000 joules south of here. And for a March event, that's not overwhelming. Low-level jet looks a little stronger. In excess of 55 knots from about Birmingham north. This is the storm relative helicity. And you can see the numbers are fairly high, over 200 units over the northern part of the state. And finally, the STP, the significant tornado parameter. And the numbers ramp up to over 1 unit through parts of central and south Alabama. But again, we'll be watching this setup carefully. But for now, it looks like strong storms a definite possibility. We think the main threat from strong straight-line winds. Yes, an isolated tornado is not totally out of the question. Thursday during the day, looks like the main window, I'd say maybe noon until 6 p.m. Thursday afternoon. For Friday, we're back in dry air. The sky will be sunny, and the high will drop into the low 60s. And Friday morning is going to be pretty brisk. We could see some mid-30s in here, and maybe some frost in scattered spots Friday morning, so growers keep that in mind. But again, the day will be sunny, and we'll get up into the low 60s. And now we've got Saturday. And this is where we're getting into a little model madness. You know, the GFS run I showed you this morning had a big rain mass. Well, it's got a rain mass, but this time it's over the southern quarter of the state. In North Alabama is dry. So what do you do? Let's check the European Saturday afternoon. Dry as a bone. I mean, it's got nothing. And the European has had a better track record, as we all know, in recent weeks and months and really years. So we'll tend to roll toward a drier forecast on Saturday in this forecast package this afternoon. The high should be in the low 70s if this is right. If the sun can break out and we don't have any rain, low 70s a real possibility. And then Sunday looks pretty wet. This is the American model, the GFS, and the European model. So both models are now suggesting the wettest day will be Sunday with rain, maybe some thunder. And I would say it's not a severe weather look. And then Monday, a week from today, the 28th, the surface low and the system lifting away with improving weather. But again, forecast confidence not all that high. The models did a very poor job last week, and it's just struggling in this pattern. This is the end of the forecast period. Thursday of next week, the end of March, March 31st. Troughing north and west of the state, a very deep surface low. Southeast of Minneapolis, St. Paul with a band of showers and storms, and that could bring some strong storms in here if that verifies. Temperature anomalies March 29th through April 4th, a little below average here if this verifies. And the numbers off the GFS, the GEFS ensemble, you can see the cold morning tomorrow. And again, Friday, it's got 41, but I think we could easily be in the 30s. And after that, highs mostly in the 70s into early April. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.